Hello everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Wanted to hop on here to talk about the Quantum Leap Challenge. So for the first 5 days of the Quantum Leap Challenge, we really focused on the goal. And then we focused on activating the belief. And now the next few days we're going to work on the vibration. So wanted to talk about each of those parts and then share a few experiences that I had over the last couple weeks. So the first 5 days is really zoning into what is it that you want to create, because you are a creator. You're the creator of your life. You can create whatever you can see in your mind. You can manifest onto the physical plane. So really developing the goal that you want to work towards. And this is part of the creative process. Whenever you can relax and you're in that relaxed mindset and you're only concentrating on your goal, what is it that I want to do? Just putting pen to paper, relaxing, letting yourself dream, to not negate anything that comes up. Anything is possible. Sometimes our rational mind might have these limited beliefs and kick out some of our goals before we even allow them to flow onto paper. So it's really just writing everything out, allowing that desire within you to surface to your conscious awareness and get it on paper. So this is an exercise for yourself. You can dream as big as you want to, and I encourage you to do so, because anything is possible. So that was the first 5 days, and then writing that down on your goal card or on a piece of paper, on a post-it note, on an index card, and keeping that in your conscious awareness at all times. Once a goal is decided on, you can magnetize that goal with your intention and your attention. So what you're moving towards will move closer to you, and you manifest it in a shorter amount of time. Days 6 through 10 was all about activating belief. What are your beliefs? What are your limited beliefs that are holding you back? Because you can't go any further than what your belief is. And we have really, really silly beliefs, really silly limited beliefs that we have been conditioned with. So we are now bringing in big, beautiful beliefs. So we can condition ourselves now the same ways that we were conditioned when we were younger or through life, and that's through repetition. A belief is just a thought that you think over and over and over again, and then you believe it. So we can condition ourselves in the same way, bringing in big, beautiful beliefs, big, beautiful thoughts that we think over and over and over again until we believe it. So condition yourself in a way that's big and beautiful and magical for your life. That's where you want to be. That's the state that you want to be in. Having a big, beautiful life, dreaming, manifesting all of those things that you want, designing your life. And those desires will come from within when you use the creative process. I wanted to talk about beliefs a little bit, because what is it that you believe? And I think a lot of people that probably I'm working with or have worked with me, they already have big beliefs about really believing in the unseen forces because they've tapped into them. Sometimes people come to me because they deliberately want to do that because they believe, but they want to believe more. So I take them through this process of thinking into results to allow them to tap into that. And oftentimes, because of my healing business, I have people come to me and they say, you know, this may seem a little strange, but this is what happened. And they have already tapped into the unseen. And what we have to do then is to say, okay, now you understand that this is available. This is available to you. Now, how do we take all of this spiritual energy and apply it to our everyday lives? And that's where the mindset comes in. We're going to direct this energy into what we want to create for our lives. And this is what the Quantum Leap Challenge will do for you. whether you're working yourself up to believe or whether you already are a big believer and want to take that creative energy into the physical plane and manifest a beautiful life for yourself. The next 5 days of the Quantum Leap Challenge, that will be about raising your vibration, because the vibration that you're in is the frequency that you're operating on. And that is your point of attraction for everything in your life. That is the point of attraction. So raising your vibration and then becoming aware of what you're attracting into your life. What is it on the physical plane that's coming to you? What circumstances, what people, what opportunities? And that all has to do with your point of attraction, getting in a higher vibration. So days 11 through 16, we will be working and talking about vibration, which is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. I did want to say one thing though, and I think this is important, that sometimes as you're working towards manifesting and you are really calming your mindset, everything is manifested from your inner world. So this is through the use of your higher mental faculties, your visualization, your imagination. You create from your inner world. Sometimes people say, just speak it into existence. And I think that's misunderstood a little bit, because we don't create from the 3D plane. We don't create from the forced action. The true creation is from within. So that speaking into existence is you have to have that inner state first. So it's speaking from your inner world. It's what you're saying to yourself. It's what you're imagining. And sometimes with your imagination, when you can calm your mind and you allow these, with your eyes closed, these pictures to form on the screen of your mind, sometimes they can become so real. It's as if you are there. In this realness, you may say, this is it. I've created this. And you have. And what I want to warn you about is to really think about this, is that you want to make sure that you keep that spiritual seed, that creation that you've just created in your imagination. You want to keep that sacred. And this is the reason why, is because you want that seed to grow. You want to have an unshakable faith that it's coming into the physical plane. And sometimes if you speak it to other people too soon, then they may introduce doubts into your world about whether this is true or not. So what I would suggest that you do, what I recommend that you do, is that you keep that sacred and secret for you for a period of time until you have an unshakable faith that it's going to happen. And I heard this said this morning and I thought it was really good, so I'm going to repeat what it was. But it said, protect your desire from contamination. And that's exactly what it means. Protect your desire, protect that you created from contamination. Not everybody understands this material, and if you're trying to speak it to other people and trying to convince them what you saw in your imagination, which they can't possibly see what you're seeing, then they may contaminate. You may allow them to contaminate by their doubts. You may inherit that doubts and start doubting yourself. So your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions need to be aligned. Don't let anyone else steal your dream. So keep that within you and with your faith until you start seeing it manifest on the physical plane. So the next several days then we'll talk about vibration, so you can continue this work, you can continue this creation. And so that was what I had to talk about for the Quantum Leap. Now, over the last week, the last time that I think I got on here live, there were a few things that happened for me, so I just wanted to share. But I had this wonderful conversation with he's a professor at a college, and so he works with the college students. He'll take them to, abroad studies. And sometimes the college students have experiences, especially whenever, you're learning about different cultures, different things like that. We'll have these experiences. And he said to me that he just says to his students, well, before you think something is weird, before you think an experience is weird, why don't you ask yourself this question? Do I think this way because this is a new experience for me? Am I thinking this way because this is a new experience for me? Is this a new perspective? And I thought that was really, really good advice for people, because I do have people that come to me, and especially, with the energy healing, and saying that an experience may sound weird, but really these experiences that are actually wonderful could be different for us. So really take a look at that. Are we expanding? Are we growing? Because now that we have a new perspective and we're understanding that there's so much more available to us. So what is the perspective that we have? These are actually good things. They just may seem a little different for us because it could be a new experience. And then I would say that this is a little bit different subject, but the other thing that was surfacing this week is, I heard a group of people talking about a particular problem that was happening, where many people were involved. So it was a problem for a lot of different people. And I really took a look at that and said, what is it that we could do about this? So as problems surface, I would say that always focus on the solution. What is the solution here that we can provide? Instead of complaining and criticizing and just bringing out all of the bad aspects of things, what is this situation telling us? Why is it surfacing in our world? And what is the solution for it? What is the learning that we can get from this particular circumstance that has come up? So think about this for your life, for different things. As things surface, what is the solution? Focus always on the solution. All right, so until next week, I'll be on here live. If you'd like to start the Quantum Leap Challenge, I have it in the guide section. You can start at day 1 and you can continue to follow. So until next week, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful holiday with your family, and I will see you.